Now, a few weeks ago, or shall I say a few months ago, the Ministry of Health made a statement that may well have been something of a prophecy. It must have been the Chief Administrative Secretary, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, who first told us that something we now know now. She said the novel coronavirus was going to be with us for a long time, adding that we now needed to learn how to live with it. Well, that was in mid-May, and at that time, Kenya had less than 1,000 cases, and no one had yet died from coronavirus-related ailments. A lot of water has, of course, passed under the bridge since that time. The total number of infections of what the experts call caseload is now 19,913, just 87 shy of 20,000. The death toll too has surpassed the 300 mark, standing today at 325. So from what the CES said in May, the first part has obviously come to pass. The virus is showing every sign of being here for a long time. More people are contracting it around the world, and here too the numbers are on a steep climb. But the second part of the May statements remains as intriguing as it was back then. True, the virus is still here, and true, it is spreading. But have we really learned how to live with it? Was that even ever going to be possible? You see, at the beginning of the pandemic, the government announced a raft of measures that were aimed at checking the spread of the virus that at the time was only coming into the country through what came to be known as imported cases, that is, persons arriving from the country from abroad. There was panic everywhere. Schools were shut, curfews imposed, gatherings banned, international flights stopped, and many people generally stayed at home. But as the weeks wore and the bustle of ordinary Kenyan life returned in earnest, and today, it is difficult to believe that the virus is still here. So are we to believe that Kenyans now know how to live with the virus? If so, how come the infections are still soaring? If not, why? How could we have returned to our daily lives so enthusiastically without having conquered the virus? The possibilities are few. Either Kenyans do not care about the dangers posed by the virus, or they do not believe it exists. Either Kenyans are unable to do anything about the virus and are therefore resigning themselves to fate, or they do not know what to do to live with the virus and still go about their normal businesses. I'm more persuaded it is the latter. Because let's face it, is an ordinary pastoralist scouring the surface of Kenya looking for grass for his livestock supposed to stop and begin devising new tricks on how to live with the virus? How does living with the virus look like for a person selling her wares at Gikomba Market? How does learning to live with the virus play out if you live in a crowded tin structure in the middle of Mathare or Mukuru kwa Njenga? What about the offices where people go to work every day? Is wearing a mask, washing hands, sanitizing, all that enough? How about the doctors who are contracting the virus? Does it mean they haven't learned, or is it just accidental? I have many questions that probably will not have any answers soon. So tonight I'm taking the challenge back to where it came from. It is the Ministry of Health that told us to learn how to live with the virus. Shouldn't they have been the ones to tell us how to do it? I mean, they're the experts, are they not? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I submit that the Ministry of Health should perhaps cut down, if not altogether drop the tiring numbers in their daily statements and focus a little bit more on giving us a sector-by-sector, personal, practical steps on what exactly it means to live with this virus. A virus that has clearly refused to go away for now and is becoming mysterious by each passing day. That will definitely be more useful than telling us, for example, that a truck driver who contracted COVID-19 in Busia actually comes from Taita Taveta, or that the hairdresser who tested positive in Nairobi comes from Nyandarua or Siaya or things like that. That would truly help. And that is my angle for the week.